McDonald's closed.
No Exit is a tense survival thriller that quietly arrived and surprised many viewers with how intense and contained its story feels. The movie is built around isolation, paranoia, and the fear that comes from being trapped with strangers when danger is hiding in plain sight. Set almost entirely in one snowy location, the film leans heavily on atmosphere rather than spectacle, creating a cold, suffocating mood where every decision feels like it could be fatal. The story focuses on a single night where weather, chance, and human cruelty collide, forcing the main character into a situation where there is no easy escape and no clear line between trust and threat. The film follows Darby Thorne, a young woman who is emotionally troubled and desperate to reach her family during a personal crisis. When a massive snowstorm shuts down the highways, Darby is forced to take shelter at a remote mountain rest stop along with a small group of strangers. What begins as an uncomfortable but harmless wait quickly turns into a nightmare when Darby discovers a kidnapped girl locked inside a van parked outside. With no cell service, no way to call for help, and the storm worsening by the hour, Darby realizes that the kidnapper must be one of the people trapped inside with her. This revelation transforms the rest stop into a psychological battlefield where every interaction carries suspicion and every smile could be a mask. Darby's character is central to the film's emotional weight. She is not presented as a perfect or fearless hero, but as someone deeply flawed, impulsive, and struggling with addiction and guilt. Her internal conflict mirrors the external danger she faces, making her choices feel raw and human. As the night progresses, her desperation to save the kidnapped girl pushes her to confront not only the strangers around her but also her own fear of responsibility and consequence. This character-driven tension gives the movie more depth than a typical survival thriller. As the danger feels personal rather than purely situational, the rest stop itself becomes almost a character in the story. Surrounded by endless snow and darkness, it feels cut off from the world, amplifying the sense of hopelessness. The storm outside acts as a constant reminder that escape is not an option, forcing everyone to stay put and face what is unfolding inside. The confined setting allows the movie to focus on dialogue, facial expressions, and small details, turning ordinary actions into moments of dread. Even silence becomes threatening, as the audience is always aware that someone in the room is hiding a terrible secret. The group of strangers sheltering at the rest stop adds layers of tension and misdirection. Each character is written with just enough personality and backstory to feel real, but also suspicious. The film plays with expectations, encouraging viewers to question everyone equally. Small gestures, side comments, and emotional reactions are carefully placed to keep the audience guessing. This constant uncertainty is one of the movie's strongest elements, as it maintains suspense without relying on excessive twists or flashy reveals. As the plot unfolds, the danger escalates in brutal and unexpected ways. Once Darby attempts to secretly help the kidnapped girl, the situation spirals out of control. Violence erupts suddenly and without warning, reinforcing the idea that mistakes are costly and mercy is rare. The film does not shy away from showing the consequences of fear-driven decisions, and each loss feels heavy rather than disposable. The pacing tightens as the body count rises, pushing the story toward a desperate fight for survival. Where trust is no longer an option, the cast plays a major role in selling the film's tension. Havana Roselou delivers a compelling performance as Darby, balancing vulnerability and determination in a way that keeps the character relatable even when she makes risky choices. Her performance anchors the film emotionally, making the audience invest in her struggle despite her flaws. Danny Ramirez, David Rysdahl, Dale Dickey, and Dennis Haysbert round out the supporting cast, each bringing a distinct presence that adds to the unease. Their performances are restrained but effective, allowing suspicion to simmer beneath seemingly normal behavior. Dennis Haysbert's presence, in particular, adds weight to the group dynamic, as his calm authority contrasts with the chaos unfolding beneath the surface. Dale Dickey brings a rough, unpredictable energy that keeps viewers uncertain of her intentions, while Danny Ramirez provides moments of apparent warmth that may or may not be genuine. David Rysdal's performance adds an unsettling layer, shifting between ordinary and menacing in subtle ways. Together, the cast creates a believable group of strangers whose interactions feel natural, which makes the eventual reveals more disturbing visually. No Exit embraces a cold, muted palette that reflects the harsh environment. The snowstorm is not just a backdrop, but an active force that limits movement, visibility, and hope. The cinematography often lingers on tight spaces and close-ups, emphasizing how trapped the characters are. Darkness is used strategically, both inside and outside the rest stop, to create a sense that danger could emerge at any moment. This visual approach reinforces the film's themes of isolation and vulnerability. The movie's sound design also plays a crucial role in building tension. Howling wind, creaking doors, and distant noises outside the building constantly remind the audience of the storm's power. Inside, quiet conversations and sudden loud moments are used to jolt viewers and heighten anxiety. The score remains understated, allowing silence to do much of the work. When music does rise, it serves to amplify emotional peaks rather than overpower the scene. The plot carefully balances mystery and action, revealing information at a steady pace. Instead of relying on a single shocking twist, the film unfolds through a series of discoveries that gradually narrow down the truth. Each revelation raises the stakes and forces Darby into increasingly dangerous situations. The story does not offer easy answers or safe choices, reinforcing the idea that survival sometimes requires confronting moral gray areas. This approach keeps the narrative engaging and unpredictable until the very end. The release of No Exit generated quiet buzz rather than massive hype. But word of mouth helped it find an audience that appreciated grounded thrillers. Its runtime is tight, avoiding unnecessary subplots and keeping the focus on the central conflict. This efficiency makes the film feel relentless, as there is little downtime once the danger is revealed. Viewers looking for a fast-paced, contained thriller found it to be a gripping experience that does not overstay its welcome. Trailer material for the film emphasized its claustrophobic setting and high-stakes premise, highlighting the snowstorm, the locked rest stop, and the chilling discovery of the kidnapped girl. Rather than revealing too much, the promotional footage focused on mood and tension, allowing the mystery to remain intact. Short, sharp glimpses of violence and panic were used to convey urgency without giving away key plot points. This approach helped set expectations for a suspense-driven story rather than a large-scale action film. From a thematic standpoint, No Exit explores the idea that danger often comes from ordinary places and people. The film suggests that evil does not always announce itself loudly, but can hide behind polite conversation and shared inconvenience. Darby's journey reflects the cost of inaction, as her decision to get involved places her directly in harm's way but also becomes an act of redemption. The movie raises uncomfortable questions about responsibility, courage, and how far someone should go to protect a stranger. The ending of the film leans into its brutal realism while still offering a sense of resolution. Survival comes at a high price, and the emotional scars left behind feel just as significant as the physical ones. Rather than wrapping everything up neatly, the conclusion acknowledges the trauma of the night and the lasting impact it will have on Darby. This grounded ending fits the tone of the film, reinforcing that some experiences change a person forever. No Exit stands out as a sharp, atmospheric thriller that relies on strong performances, tight writing, and effective use of setting. It does not reinvent the genre, but executes its concept with confidence and intensity. By focusing on character, tension, and moral choice, the film delivers a gripping experience that keeps viewers on edge from start to finish. Its combination of psychological suspense and survival horror makes it a memorable entry for audiences who appreciate stories where danger feels close, personal, and impossible to escape.